Today, I want to share with you something that I see all too often. People who are on the right track for retirement, they're trying to do all of the right things, but they've missed out on some sort of major risk that can completely blow up their future financial plans. Today, we're going to talk about one of those risks, exactly what it can mean for you, and how you can make sure that you avoid it. And so, I want to share with you the story of George and Martha Washington, not the real George and Martha Washington. I don't know anything about their financial future, but I'm going to show you exactly what we would look at for somebody who you'd think would be perfectly on track until we dig below the surface and start to see some of the things that they might be missing, some of the landmines that can blow up what is otherwise a great financial future. And here you can see we've got the overview. We've got our asset map up for George and Martha Washington. If we take a look at what's going on with George and Martha, we can see that they're in their early 50s. George is 53 years old, Martha's 51 years old, and things look really good when we start to take a look at this. Now, as we can see here, George is a senior vice president for the Washington Apple Company. He's in the Apple business. If we look at Martha, she's a general manager of the Mount Vernon Clothing Company. They're making good money. Between the two of them, they're making about $330,000 per year. They've got lots of assets put away. If we look over here at George's retirement accounts, he's got $875,000 put away in the company 401k. He's got a $100,000 Roth IRA that he had funded, and he's starting to get some money put away on the tax-free side of things. And then for Martha, same thing, $375 in the 401k, $100,000 in her Roth IRA. When we come to the non-qualified money, they've got $250,000 in this joint brokerage account between them. They've got $100,000 cash in the bank. They've got a couple of 529 accounts for their kids. We've got little George up here at the top, who's 17 years old. We've got Katie Washington, who's 15 years old. And then they've got their house, Mount Vernon, $1.25 million. The only debt they have, this $250,000 mortgage. So here's the thing. When we look at somebody like this, it looks like they're in really good shape. They've got money put away for the future. They're earning a good income. They're continuing to save and invest. And so you'd look at this and think right off the bat, well, Antonio, these folks don't have any problems. I can see it right there. They got all kind of money. And that's true. They're on a great path for the future, but there's something lurking underneath that can completely blow things up. I'm going to show it to you right now. So when we're working with somebody and we build out one of these nice, pretty maps so that they can see how all of their stuff looks, the next step is, what do you want to have happen? Where are you trying to go? And so we build out this beautiful plan that says if you do this and you do this and you do this, everything's going to be wonderful and fine. And then we want to look at what can go wrong. What are the sort of things that can happen that could derail that awesome financial plan? That's where we're at right now with George and Martha. So now it's time to look at that. One of the ways we do it is by looking at these signals. They'll tell us certain scenarios that we might need to watch out for where things would not go according to plan. So as you can see, we've got 6 L's. These are the 6 things that we've got to watch out for when we're putting together a plan to make sure that we've covered these sorts of things. Now, in this case, you can see they look green if we think it's not going to be so much of an issue. If it's red, think of it like the traffic light. Don't go forward. We've got to have a conversation here to see what's going on. And the biggest thing I see staring at me when I look at this map is this right here. This right here, that's their life insurance. $562,000 for George for work. That's 2.5 times his annual income. Martha's got 2 times her annual income. And if I ask them, the first thing they're going to say is, oh, no, we've got life insurance. We got it through work. We're covered. And here's the thing. If something actually happens, yeah, that's some more money that flows into the plan. But if George passes away, I can tell you right off the bat, without even getting into the signals and the target map that we're going to look at here in a second, that things are going to go bad wrong for them because there's just not enough money there to replace what it is that they expect to have in the future. Now let's look at one of those target maps. Let's look at one of those things that we've got to watch out for. In this case, loss of life. If George passes away, do we have enough funding? That's what this is measuring right here, this 29% funded. And so let's get into it and we'll see exactly what it is that it's accounting for. So this is going to take the assets that they currently have and see if it's enough to continue to fund the goals in the event that George passes away. $562,000 extra comes into the plan, but the income stops. $225,000 a year for the next 14 years between now and when George gets to full retirement age goes away. What is it that we're looking for here? And I'll show you. So you can see right here, this is the cash flow that we need to replace. So we've got to replace a certain amount of George's income. We've got to create a transitional income fund, which is money that will help with all of the extra expenses that are just being paid right now. The travel sports for the kids, the vacations, all of those things that are coming out of the income while you adjust to what the new normal is. Additionally, you've got some final expense money and you've got some money you're going to have to continue to fund towards the college. If you want to have all of the things that were supposed to happen if George passes away. Now, what kind of shortfall does that give us? That's what it shows us right up top. It shows us that even with the life insurance that he has, he's still about $1.7 million in today dollars short. Now, two things here. That doesn't specifically mean he needs $1.7 million of additional life insurance today. I can tell you he needs additional life insurance. He may not need that much because some of that funding is going to happen over a many year period. And so we don't need all of it right now. Now, it would be beneficial to find about that much in additional life insurance to help meet the goals. But you probably don't need all of it as a lump sum right now. We could probably, if we start plugging numbers into this, we could probably figure out how to make this happen with a lower dollar amount. We certainly can't figure out how to make it happen with the $562,000 that he's got right now. Now, I can tell you from experience, things like this happen. This isn't just a make believe scenario. The names may not be real, but I've seen it where people think that they're bulletproof because they're doing all of the right things and they're on the right track and they've got some insurance, but they don't nearly have enough to be able to fund all of the goals for those who remain beyond them if something happens and they were to pass away. Now, as I said before, this is just one of the many landmines that can exist that can destroy a financial plan that was otherwise on track. I said it earlier, oftentimes these are referred to as the 6 L's. We covered one of them today, loss of life. The other L's, liquidity, making sure you got access to enough money to see you through any rough patches like a job loss or a major market downturn. Long-term disability. What happens if you lose your income? There's a huge chance that during your lifetime, you become sick or injured for a period of time and your income stops. Having insurance to replace that income is a cornerstone of a strong financial plan. Long-term care, funding for that expense, which comes down the line, the cost of care just keeps rising. You've got to have a plan to address it. And longevity. Can I outlive my money? How do we create lifetime income? We talk about that all the time on the channel. The last L is legacy. That's making sure that you have the appropriate vehicles, trusts, etc., and the proper asset structure to pass your assets where you want at the end of your plan. As I always say, when you pass away, everything you own goes to one of three places. It goes to your beneficiaries, it goes to a charity that you've decided, or it goes to the IRS. That's it. One of those three places. Planning to make sure that your stuff goes where you want it to go is not just a good idea. It's something that you've got to have. Now, if you're interested in stress testing your financial plan against the 6 L's, or for us to build an asset map like this for you, there's a link down below to show you how to get started. Over time, I'll get more videos up that address each of these risks, but don't wait for the videos. If one of the things that I just mentioned sparks that little pit in your stomach because you know you need to address it, talk to your financial advisor about it. Get yourself protected so that not only being on the right track is happening, but you're going to avoid those landmines along the way. As I get more of these videos up about the 6 L's, I'll go ahead and create a playlist for it. I'm going to drop the playlist right here. I'll see you on the other side.